Hello. Welcome back to my channel. You're watching Videzra's Fashion and Creations, and I'm Danita, the Chief Designer here. And if you're new, welcome to my side of the world. It's a pleasure having you. And I promise today's video is going to be fun and interesting. All right, so I've been considering talking about luxury designer. You know, I love to shop, right? I had a video the other week talking about how I'm a shopaholic, and you know, as I broke things down, you can see that even though I love to shop, I definitely don't love spending a lot of money, but I do like the finer things. And there is another side of this world where luxury designer is all the rage. And there's some people who wear nothing but designer, and more power to you. But let's talk about, you know, why wear designer, or if you should wear designer. Obviously, it's a personal preference, right? And I think there is a place for it because there's a certain different tax bracket for everybody. Personally speaking, I'm not in that tax bracket. I cannot throw thousands of dollars down on one Chanel bag. That's just not my life. That's just not where we're at. But there is something to be considered when we're talking about designer and luxury. You know, more power to those designers like the Chanels and the Maxamaras and the who's who, Dolce & Gabbana, Prada, you name it. What I will say is that they tend to put out really good quality pieces, and it is what I would consider worth the splurge, right? Now, would I splurge? Probably not, but I can see how other persons splurge, and I can see what makes sense. So I left work yesterday and I decided to walk over to the Tyson's Galleria. I've also always been to the Tyson's Corner Mall, but never to the Galleria because, like I said, I'm not really a name brand girl. I don't really care for whose name is on it. But I do like a quality piece. And so if I'm wearing something from Marshall's that is made from a designer called Simpsonella, if it's a really good made piece, I respect that particular designer, right? It doesn't mean it has to be Chanel or I'm not wearing it, definitely not. But so I passed through the Galleria and it was perfect timing because the stores had just closed and I was just watching the showcase windows and I'm like, okay, let me see what is to see from just looking at the showcases. What am I seeing? Is there anything that is so different or interesting from the regular stores that I would be drawn to go to a designer brand versus a local thrift store or regular store, right? The first store, and I'll pop this up, is a Celine store. And the Celine store, I mean, like right away, like their lineup as I'm looking at this, it's a basic khaki shorts, it's a basic denim, it's a basic white dress, and I mean no disrespect when I say basic, but I'm just talking about in terms of the silhouette. You know, it is pieces that we've seen before. There's some knit there, there's some cotton there, and so I don't particularly see why I would spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on these particular pieces that I saw, because there was nothing astounding about it. But I know that the one thing with designer is that packaging and presentation is always just top tier. And so for me personally, I feel like one of the reasons why some people will choose designer is for the experience. You walk into a store like that, first of all, they set it up like a boutique. You see there's a lot of space in between. You can carefully see each item instead of going into like a thrift store where everything is just piled up and you have to really rummage through. Even though for me, I personally like that quest, but I can see how curated. Like I looked through this window and she's wearing just a basic denim pants, wide leg, a white shirt, and a jacket. But looking at that trench coat jacket, you can see the quality on that. I didn't go into the store, like I said, so I wasn't able to try it on to feel how it feels, but you can tell just looking at it. So if you were to see this person walk down the street without even telling if the brand is Celine or something else, I would say that this person has really taken effort into putting themselves together, and they have some quality outfits on. As I walk through, I passed Chanel, and Chanel is known for their blazer, and I really love this colorway of the red, white, and blue. Again, it's a really nice blazer that I would wear, but clearly you can get something like this in Zara for a fraction, like penny off the price, right? And for me especially, which is how thrifting comes into play, thrifting or consignment shops gives you an opportunity for you to get these quality pieces but not spend as much as you would in the regular store. Now, another thing that I really like about looking at these show pieces is, or just the window showcase, is just to see how they put the pieces together, because sometimes we have very similar items in our closet, but we'd never think to put them together like that. And I'm not telling you to go out and copy and paste, because there is a thing called personal style and creativity, so definitely not something for you to copy. But it is good to get an idea of how classically elegant and rich you can look by just making a certain little tweaks to your outfit. You know, the color palette is always important. You know, loud colors, lots of loud, bold colors matched together will read differently than your neutrals and your basic. Now, I am by far not a neutral girl. I don't think that's my primary aesthetic, but I can appreciate like when they do like a white tee and a denim and a trench coat. Chloe is kind of like a whimsical, what would you call that kind of style? Boho kind of style. I think they do a lot of frills and that kind of thing. You can get those frill dresses in the thrift store for chump change, right? But another thing they do really excellently is you'll see their handbags. And as I'm looking through the showcase and looking at these handbags, you can definitely already tell that the quality of these handbags are superb. And so that is the one thing that I think if I were to shop designer, I would focus on accessories when it comes to a handbag or shoe. I feel like there is a lot of validity in getting you a nice designer handbag and shoe, because those you will get your money's worth. I feel like they will last a long time. Like, I buy handbags all the time and they will probably last me a year or two before they start to peel off. My assumption, and I say assumption because not all designer bags are made the same, I've heard of high-end designer brands not holding up to their value, right? So we have to be careful with that. I passed the Louis Vuitton store and this bag in the showcase, chef's kiss. Now this is a bag that I would absolutely wear, but I know in this time of my life, I'm sure this is a couple of thousands. It's not something that I would do, right? And then I passed Cartier. Cartier is like jewelry. Didn't see much from the windows. Then there was J. Crew. Now J. Crew isn't, I guess, your mid-tier luxury brand. They do a lot of sporty, casual wear. And I looked at their showcase, and again, there was nothing spectacular, but of course the way they put the pieces together, it kind of gives the simplicity and elegance of just luxury. Moved on to Max Mara. Now Max Mara looks like the kind of brand who does put in the work. They have the name and they have the style. I looked at this showcase and I'm like, that's me. If I could just, this outfit is exactly what I would wear. I love a trouser, as you know. I love a knot build, that simplicity of the tank, but the scarf and the trench coat, phenomenal. And even how they mix those colors, you know, the army green with kind of like a chocolate brown and then that tan trench coat, that was really excellent work. And even the outfit next to it is so basic. It looks like a pajama that I own actually. But with that kind of elegance, you can definitely wear this out and look chic and sophisticated. Now, the next thing that I absolutely love about luxury items is that they're crafted so well. Like, look at this. I thought it was a skirt, but now that I'm looking at it, it looks like a what do you call these, Bermuda shorts, or just like a cropped pants. Look at the waist of this thing. The execution on this is phenomenal. The pleats, that little bill, look at the pockets, look how many stitches they do. Now, as a fashion designer or having a certificate in fashion designing, when I used to have to do pattern drafting and create designs, I am impressed with this. And for this piece, this is something that I wish I could get on sale. I would absolutely purchase this. You remember, you notice that I'm saying I'm not buying full price, right? Because at the end of the day, there's just so much more that you can do with money than spend on clothes. So I absolutely loved how they did that. There was this denim suit as well. Nothing extremely special about this because it's just a denim suit, but you can see that the execution was really good. As I passed by the tote bag, I think this was is this Marc Jacobs? I think that's Marc Jacobs. He's known for the tote bag. I passed through Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren is really known for that old money vibes. Again, that's not particularly my style, but that red dress, they always have that one statement piece. That red dress is something that I would absolutely wear to my nice birthday dinner or something. I like how the Ralph Lauren men clothing looks like. I think I find that attractive in a guy who dresses like a Ralph Lauren model. Just don't quote me. I'm not telling you that I want a guy that's wearing Ralph Lauren. I just like that aesthetic, you know, the collar and the little sweater thing and the shorts. I think that's amazing. So now that we've explored like the true designer luxury stuff and just what that entails, today I had the pleasure of going to In Used, which is a consignment thrift store or consignment shop. I went with a friend of mine, Alesia, who was so gracious enough to let me include her in the video. And it was my first time going to the store. Consignment shops now are going to be, they're like a thrift store, but they're a boutique. And these are going to be a lot of like luxury items, but I guess they were sold by the owners. So they're like pre-worn luxury stuff, right? They're in great condition. I think they usually have to make sure they authenticate them so it's the real stuff. Into the store, I wish I had taken the name of this skirt, but the first thing that drew my attention was the skirt. I actually absolutely love it. And now it's trendy because it has those three belt buckles, which is not an actual belt. They're just like right there. Everything about this look is why I love to thrift, because you don't find, or why I would like designer, because you don't find these things at regular retailers. I like unique pieces. This shirt that I am wearing, I thrifted it. I think I showed it to you. Yes, it's just a striped shirt, but it has this white tail detail that just makes it stand out. The shirt that I wore today, I got in Macy's, and the reason why I was drawn to it was because of that cutout at the back that has the bow. I like unique and interesting pieces because that, I think, sets me apart from everybody else. As I walked through the store, I saw, you know, the regular kind of lineups, and the brands that I was seeing was a lot of J. Crew, Banana Republic. They had a few Chanel pieces, Max Mara, BCBG. So it was brand overload. So for those of you who are very particular and want to get the luxury name brand items, then this is the store for you. But you just don't want to pay full price and you're okay with it being secondhand, this is the store for you. Coach bag was here. I really love this Coach bag, and I think it was like $100 and something. Let's see, $159. I don't know if I would spend $159 on a Coach bag, but if you went into the Coach store, those bags are showing for what, $300, $500, $700. So it depends on where you are in your mindset. If you're going to go luxury but you don't want to spend the money, then this is a good place to be. So as I walked around, I was just looking at the different offerings. I think this scarf is actually really nice, but we're selling it for $14. For me personally, I'm not buying that for $14, but I think that it was a great price, right? They had shirts, they had dresses, they had, you know what I didn't see, and maybe I didn't look hard enough, I didn't actually see shoes. Where were the shoes now I think about it? I liked this bag. I thought the leathering was really great on this. This bag was like $99. Again, I think I would at some point treat myself to a nice designer bag at a good price, but no, it's not the time for me to do that. So I'm just looking, getting ideas. Now, the trick with me is that even when I go into consignment thrift store shop, I'm still looking for the clearance section. Always go to the clearance section. So I went to the back of the store, and even though these prices are already reasonably priced, they had a rack that was an additional 50% off. I absolutely loved this dress. This dress is beautiful. Look at the back. I like the color. It has that vintage feel. I like the structure. I just know, and you know what, I really wish I had tried this dress on, but because I knew I wasn't going to get it, I wasn't in the mood to do all of that. But I like the back out detail. It's a beautiful dress. I think the retail price for it though was like $100 and something, and even though it was half off, I was not willing to spend that much money. If it was like a $40 dress and then the half price would take it down to $20, maybe, but it was $199. So after the sale, it would have probably been what, $100? No, thank you. But I really love this dress. So this is me just walking around looking at the vintage stuff. Like, and when I'm shopping, I'm looking for pieces that, you know, how is it gonna fit in my wardrobe? Do I really need it? Like, this is a really beautiful dress, but where am I going with it? I guess it would be a really nice church dress, but I don't need that in my closet. As I went around again, I'm looking at different things. And this is a nice little floral dress as well. I don't think floral is my vibe, so I didn't even take a second look at that. Yeah, interesting pieces. I really liked this store. The associates were so kind to us. There was a dressing room and they had our names on it, so that, you know, just a really great experience. These are okay, but I like structured pieces. Trying to do stuff that I know I can either wear to church or work, because those are like my main places that I go. In my comfort zone, I want to open the box a little bit. I think this is nice. It's a cute little, this could be worn to church. So this is a locked piece. It's $28, 50% off. Big bag. Ooh, scarves are nice. There's nothing better than a silk scarf. Look at this. I like it. Like, this is cute. And I see people like wearing these now as tops.
Yes.
Oh, I saw this bag. I think this is a nice bag. No, oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. So these are real vintage stuff.
How do I know?
Well, smart vintage. Vintage just means it was made back in the day, old era. So this kind of collar detail, this is not modern. And then all this embroidery stuff, but this is good because this now, the fabric, this is 100% pork silk. But this is a really feminine top. I like a yellow, and they're selling this for $45. Ooh, this is a good skirt. I can feel it. I usually feel quality to know that this will be nice. And when I look at something, I know it can fit me. Like, I know this is my size. Look at this. Oh, this is nice too. This is 97% cotton. I love the color on this. This is nice. Not my size, but it's nice. The back is this is a good bag, and I like a good structured bag. It's sturdy. All right, well, first of all, so I'm with my friend, Alesia. Gorgeous as ever. First time to a thrift store?
First time. In a while.
In a while.
In some, but it's been a long time.
So what do you think? This is like a consignment shop, so lots of luxury items. I don't usually do this most times, but I find it interesting. What are your thoughts?
This is fun.
Yes.
There are some cool pieces
Uh-huh.
here.
Uh-huh.
And for some reasonable price.
Okay. Do you want to try some pieces on?
So, let's go.
Let's go. All right, the first piece is a black and white dress from BCBG Maxima. This was made for you. What? Perfection. Perfection. What do you think?
I love it.
It just, everything is just perfect. Sits on you so lovely. You look amazing.
And unique details.
That is the pinch pleat, or they call it knife pleat, I believe. Okay. So with that little white peeping out, that is a fantastic detail. I absolutely love this.
I feel like a princess.
You look like a princess. Okay, right. This is a winner.
Oh my gosh, she looks so good. That was made for her.
All right, perfect. The next one, come on out. Very sophisticated. You look profesh. What are your thoughts?
Thank you.
It's a good, too much. Mm-hmm.
A little bit more than
But you know what you could do with that one though?
Tell me.
Put a nice little shirt inside. Have you ever done something like that?
No.
Just a nice little, let me see if I can find one and maybe you could see how that looks. That's actually cute, right?
This is cute.
Isn't
This
it?
is really
So
cute.
it's just like a smarter way to make your pieces work for you. You don't always have to throw it away just because it's not in your You can, this really looks nice. So it makes it looks like a suit. You look like you're a flight attendant. I just made my own flight attendant uniform.
Yes.
Fly with Videsdras. That is really good. Do you wear heels? Like espadrilles? That would look nice.
The
with
great reveal. Okay.
So
Wow.
this is just usually my go-to. So nothing surprising here, but I absolutely love the fit of the skirt
Oh, it looks amazing.
and the shirt. So it's not your regular white button-down shirt. It gives you a little bit of design. And fit is the important thing about getting dressed. If it doesn't fit well, it won't look good, okay?
Yes.
Now let's meet our new friend. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. I'm Annabelle.
Nice to meet you,
I look kind of
Annabelle.
sloppy today, but
You look
See
amazing.
the style.
Oh, thank
Let me
you.
type it in.
Oh yes, please.
All right, so
Annabelle, and your eyes are absolutely stunning.
Thank you. Thank
And the bangs look
I-
so good
My
on
mom
you.
does them. I'm lucky.
That's
I
great.
think the link is there.
Okay,
my
for the YouTube as
page,
well?
but It's the same thing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here.
Yes,
We're excited to
thank
see
you.
what you come up with.
Yes, yes. I
There's
love
lots
this.
to choose from.
Yes, I know. I'm like, ooh. So we're all done. We got something, and I got her the dress because why would I not?
I love it.
She's gonna look
I love it.
amazing. So it was a good thrift store. Find something. Let's not do this often because remember, I'm a recovering shopaholic. But once in a while, I
Shopping
think it's
therapy.
okay. Yes. So as you can see, Alesia and I had a great time just trying pieces on. She tried a couple more than I did because I guess I did not go in with an intention to shop, and I was really trying to be good, okay? So I did not try a lot of pieces, but the skirt that I did try was excellent. The shirt, and now that I'm looking back at the video, I'm really glad I did not get the shirt because even though I like the ruffles and I like that is different, I really don't need to add that to my wardrobe because I have so many button-down shirts. But you can see that style tip that I gave her. She thought that dress had just a little too much cleavage, right? And what I did was recommend a white shirt for her, and I loved how that looked. I even found a scarf that looked similar to that, and that whole outfit just looks so perfect. So, you know, there are different things of how we can create pieces. Sometimes the dresses doesn't feel complete on us, but we can make more out of our outfits. And in that way, she can have one dress and style it so many different ways. And so I thoroughly enjoyed my time in and used. I didn't even notice these belts. These belts are so great. I probably need to call them and ask them how much it is for that white one because I can't see the price, and that's a really great belt. Because accessories are another thing that I think that will last a lifetime. I bought 3 of those OB style belts, a black one, a tan one, and a white one. maybe 4 to 5 years ago, and I still wear them to this day. It's just that extra touch that cinches my waist when I'm wearing certain dresses, and it just adds an element of style. So this video was just more about, you know, whether or not luxury designer brands are for us and how to make it worth your time. Now, if you have the money, by all means, be responsible and have a blast and buy what you want, right? But if you don't, and you're trying to curate a wardrobe that is stylish and elegant and sophisticated, you know, whatever elements of the designer that you like, you can find that at thrift stores, at consignment shops. You can find it all over. So it's not a bad idea to go to these luxury designer stores and get ideas, get creative, and find how pieces in your closet can actually mimic what they have, and see if you really need to splurge. Like, I see some designer brands selling white t-shirts for hundreds of dollars. Do you really need a white t-shirt to last you 100 years? What's the point? Like, get a nice white t-shirt in H&M. I have a couple of them for what? 3 for $24 I got the other day. And when it wears out, then you change it. Like, how often are you wearing a white t-shirt? Now, if you're the type of person that that's your style uniform and it makes sense for you and you have the resources, again, by all means do that. But I think that there's so many different ways for us to be creative and curate or dream closet or dream wardrobe. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay blessed, guys. Bye.